can I use the words Browns and Super Bowl in the same sentence?
It depends.
Yeah, we always try to see what Las Vegas is up to and what they're thinking. So we went to betamerica.com for the Super Bowl LV, that's 55, right?
I think so, yeah.
60, LV. Super Bowl LV odds, here you go. We had to go a little bit to find the Browns in this. Kansas City looks, they're looking to repeat according to this. Baltimore Ravens, San Francisco 49ers, the New Orleans Saints, followed by the New England Patriots, even though they don't know who the quarterback will be. Philadelphia Eagles, Green Bay is 7th, and Dallas is 8th. Then we get to the next 8. Seattle is 9, Los Angeles Rams 10, Pittsburgh Steelers 11, Minnesota Vikings 12, Tennessee Titans 25, and Browns, Bears, and Houston are at 33-1 as they round out the first half. So according to Las Vegas, and they know stuff, they have a bunch of teams, obviously 16 more teams, or 16 teams down below them, and in no particular order. That's they think the Cleveland is better than Cincinnati, Detroit, the Chargers, Las Vegas, the Raiders, Buffalo, Atlanta, Washington, as well as the Jets and Giants, Arizona, Miami, Carolina, Tampa Bay, Jacksonville, and Indianapolis. First of all, anything in the top 8 that strikes you as a little odd?
Well, I always fall for the Eagles every year. I always think, the Eagles, this is the year Carson Wentz stays healthy and they're going to win a bunch of games and win the Super Bowl again. I think I picked them to go to the Super Bowl this last year.
Well, eventually you might be right.
Yeah, right? If I just keep falling for them year after year.
Anybody could have picked Kansas City last year.
Yeah, that was the easy one. But, I always fall for them in that top 8.
I think about, you always hear about New York. They need great teams in New York, the media capital of the sports world and all. And you got the Jets and the Giants. They're in nobody's eyes. They're any good. It must bother them that they're the third best team in the state of New York with Buffalo in there.
Yeah, I'm surprised Buffalo is as low as they were. They're a young team. Maybe Vegas doesn't trust Josh Allen or something, but they made the playoffs last year. I'm a little surprised that they're below the Browns.
All right, do you think the Browns can be playoff contenders this year?
I think they can. Now, do I think they'll make it? I don't know, but I felt like last year's team was talented enough to contend for a playoff spot, and I think they can do it again with, better coaching and smarter coaching. I think that's worth. They went 6-10 last year. I think a good coach last year maybe wins 2 additional games.
That's 8-8.
And in the AFC, maybe 8-8 puts you in the picture, and then maybe you steal one and get to 9. There's a path.
So who are you blaming it? They go 6-10. Who are you blaming?
I just think,
or don't you want to play the blame game?
I just think there was a lot of disorganization. I think Freddie Kitchens kind of found himself in over his head. And, you can blame Freddie Kitchens for that, or you can blame John Dorsey for that because he's the one that made the decision to hire him.
Do you think Freddie would understand that or believe that he was a big cause of what happened? The fact that he wasn't as prepared as you would like him to be?
I would hope that if he took a step back and self-scouted himself last year, he would say, you know what, there were some things I did wrong.
Right.
And maybe he would have come back in a second year and tried to improve those things. And I think maybe had you kept the front office intact, there's a chance he could have gotten that opportunity. But he just never got it. But I do think anyone has to look back at that and see the things that they did wrong.
You think about it. When you're talking about a player that has played with this team or one you want to go after on some other team, you hear them say, well, the Browns are high on this guy or they're not high on it. That all depends on who the regime is led by.
Yeah, I think so.
Because while they're still hanging out to dry, maybe they like certain players and the organization comes across as liking him. Then you make the change and they don't want any part of that guy.
Yeah, I mean, and the guy I mentioned earlier, David Njoku, is a prime example. This is a guy that I think had John Dorsey still been in charge, they probably would have traded, cut, something like that. And now he gets
a new lease on life.
And they say good things about him at the Combine.
Yeah.
And it seems like they're going to give him a chance to kind of recover.